I'm making this video when the UK and indeed the world is in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. It's going to have a big effect on businesses, but the smart entrepreneurs are going to see the opportunities to get through this, and they're going to choose this time in lockdown to make sure they become the best they possibly can. Let's go. So guys, I wanted to take this time to tell you exactly what I think you should be doing. You're going to go through what I call the 3 Ps in this situation. There's going to be panic, pivoting and planning. You're going to have to pivot your business through all the panic. Everyone's panicking, but the right people are going to be pivoting through and working out what you can do. So for example, on my business training business, it used to be a face-to-face business. We've moved it all online, and you guys can actually join the Entrepreneurs Network, and there's some description of that in the video of how you can join the online community of business training on steroids to help grow your business. But in that time, you should be using this as CPD time to continually professionally develop and look at the 3rd P, the planning side of things. Here's what great entrepreneurs are going to do. They're going to be thinking, what does my business look like when it's finished? They start with the end in mind. So you've got to come up with a plan to, when your business starts trading again, what does it look like? How are you going to get it ready to trade? Work your way back, reverse engineer this thing, say, look, this is what I want it to look like when it's finished in the end, and I'm going to reverse engineering it. Now, in that reverse engineer period, that's what we need to plan. So first of all, you need to have a vision, mission, and a culture. A war plan, a battle plan, and the culture of how you fight your wars. Because that's what great leaders do. They don't just have battle plans, as most people just fighting the same old battles, don't know how to get through. They come up with a war plan, a vision of the war they want to win. Think like you're in World War II, not in World War I. World War I, fighting the same battle after battle after battle after battle with no real end in mind. World War II, they had an end in mind, they had a vision. They wanted to get rid of the bloke in Germany with a funny moustache. They wanted to liberate Europe. Because of that vision, the Americans came and helped, and they got the right strategies and tactics. They used the right, the air isn't working, let's send in the army. The army isn't working, let's get some intelligence. They got some systems and processes, and they all worked. That culture worked. Everyone got behind it because they had a vision and they knew the missions to fight. So you need to have a war plan, a battle plan, and work out the culture, the war, mission, vision, and culture. Really important. And while you're there, you can take this time to seriously reflect on what your business looks like when it's finished, but also what you want your income to be. I call this your PBA number, your personal bank account number. There's a real time to seriously think properly, and most people don't think properly. What you got to do is you got to think, guys, like you're building a house, and when you build a house, you get a set of architectural plans, and this analogy works for your business. You're building a business, and you're going to create this architectural plans that your business looks like when it's finished, and you're going to write down everything. How many bedrooms do you want? How much money do you want to earn? How big do you want your business to be? What does your team look like when it's finished? You've got to play fantasy football, but with your business. And when you're on lockdown, you can be thinking about this stuff. Because guys, there's 4 ways to wealth, really. Like number 1, you can, and this is the planning that successful people do, is they work this stuff. Number 1, it's income. Now, someone's income, that might dropping right now. Number 2 is assets. What assets have you got? And you should be investing your 50% of your income into assets. Number 3 is your business. And number 4, you can become wealthy from marriage, death, and divorce. So let's move that aside. And let's look at the top 3. Income, business, and assets, or assets and business. Come up with a plan of when this is all over, how you're going to increase your assets, how you're going to increase your business, and how you're going to increase your income. My top advice is write it down. Get together a well-written plan. Here's the things that I do when it comes to well-written plans. I have a list on my desk, and I've got it in a frame, and I've listed 1 to 50 of the things that I want to achieve in the next year that meets my vision. So these are my mission statements, my battle plans that are going to get me towards my vision that I want to achieve. Because I know my vision, I'm half the journey there. Most people sort of know, but they don't sort of know. But when you actually commit it to paper, then you can really start doing the right stuff. And that's why I put it in a photo frame, and it's on my desk. And I've got another one that's on a landscape frame that says what my business looks like in 10 years when it's finished, and it says X, Y, and Z. And this is really important. Most people just don't do it. See, guys, you got to understand, what do all successful people do? Well, I'll tell you what they do. They invest. That's what they do. They don't just invest in business and assets, but they invest in themselves. So take this time to plan the books that you're going to buy, the podcasts you're going to listen to, the online seminars that you're going to go to, work out what people you need to invest into, not the actual people, but the avatars of the people that you need to bring on when this goes back to normal. I don't know when that's going to be, but you can use this time to really plan it. What assets are you going to buy? What's your business look like? And what are you going to invest in yourself to make yourself the best possible entrepreneur that you can be? This is now the time to plan and pivot, and I'm looking forward to it, and so should you. See you real soon. Let me know in the comments what you think, and watch this video here because this will give you some great tips on continuing to grow your business.